What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the 18th Street Brewery, and they're out of Hammond, Indiana, and this is their Pins and Needles. So they're calling this a New England-style Double IPA that comes in at 8.5% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 1 month old. And I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Todd, for hooking me up with this one. Thank you very much, Todd. Recently, in mid-September, I went to the Cincinnati area and hung out with Todd, Rod over at Rod J Beer Ventures, and Eric over at Eric Alliance Fan. And I brought down a lot of beers that I had for Todd that I planned on sending him in a beer mail this fall. And I was like, it'd be much easier if I just brought it down to you, save some money. And he was like, I got to give you something in return. So he picked up a 4-pack of different beers, and this was one of the 4. So thank you very much, Todd. You didn't have to do it, but you did, because that's the kind of dude you are. So thank you very much. I can't wait to get in this one. So it is a double dry hopped double IPA. They're brewing this one with Mosaic and Simcoe hops, and I've really enjoyed what I've had from 18th Street. I had their Hunter and Coconut Hunter, courtesy of Todd. We actually did a duo review of both, a side-by-side, a live duo review of both side-by-side last year, and both beers were quite tasty. And he also hooked me up with another, I think it was a double IPA with grapefruit, or maybe just a regular IPA with grapefruit called was it Rise of the Angels? It was something like that about almost 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and I really enjoyed that one too. That was before I started my channel. So this is, I guess, the 3rd beer technically that I'm reviewing on my channel from 18th Street. So yeah, anyway, let's give it a pour, see what we got going on. So as far as a New England style double dry hopped, well, they don't say, you know what, honestly, they don't say on the, it just says double dry hop double IPA. On Untappd, it says New England style. It actually says New England style double IPA. I really like the can art, by the way. It said a New England style double IPA. As I poured it, it got a little bit more murky, but it has this really like orange copper color, maybe honey orange, but quite a bit darker than I anticipate. It is hazy and murky, and you really can't see through it or anything. Has about a finger and a half of this fluffy looking bright white head, a little bit of cream. Yeah, a little bit of creamy look to it as well. So, I mean, it kind of looks like a New England style IPA. It's going to be interesting to see how it comes off on camera. In person, yeah, it's not as like creamy or hazy as I anticipate the style being when I drink a beer, but at the same time, whatever. Looks are looks. Let's get a nose. Ooh, that's really fruity. Oh, man. I'm getting a little bit of blueberry from the Mosaic. Definitely peach. Big, like, peach stone fruit, apricot vibes, mango. Touch of like a bubblegum yeast profile too. Citrus tones, orange, like ruby red grapefruit, a sweeter grapefruit. A little bit of dankness in there too. Yeah, a little bit of like a dank floral component, probably coming from the Simcoe. Yeah, it smells like it's going to be a restrained sweetness to the beer. Like there's probably going to be a decent amount of sweetness, but it's probably going to be maybe offset a little bit by a bitterness or a dryness. It's just the aroma has that kind of vibe to it right now. Yeah, it smells really good. It smells quite fruity. Kind of smells like a New England style double IPA, so let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Todd. The body and mouthfeel actually scream New England style. The body on this one, straight up like medium to higher side of medium body. So for 8.5, I think it's appropriate. Maybe, you know, more towards the higher side of my medium body. And then the mouthfeel, it's really soft, smooth, slightly creamy. The taste though is so, like, did a complete 180 for me. I was getting a ton of that stone fruit and blueberry and just like, you know, sweeter citrus and tropical fruit. A little bit of that dankness. On the flavor though, this is like a full-on citrus bomb for me. It almost has like an acidic vibe to it. Like this is sweeter, like blood orange, sweet ruby red grapefruit, even like a sweet tangerine peel, something like that. Like it has a lot of sweet citrus components to this one. Midway through the palate, there's a little bit of that floral dang component that hits right in the middle. There's a characteristic there that kind of just stops that overt sweet citrus vibe, and then as it carries on through the rest of the palate, that floral earthy note actually translate into this really dry finish. Like I said on the nose, I think this is going to be like the sweetness is going to be reserved, and there's going to be more of like a bitterness and a dryness. This is like almost full on dry on my palate. It's drying out my palate quite a bit. Yeah, not a lot of residual sweetness on the back of the palate. Can't taste that it's 8.5%. That's impressive. This drink's like it's like 6.5. So kudos to them for that. I really like it. This is really tasty. I think for me it was kind of a shock to the system, smelling all that tropical and stone fruit goodness, and get into the taste and be like, there's an acidic citrus component that's actually sweet. Complete 180 from the nose. And then that dank floral component, a little bit bigger in the taste than it was in the nose as well. What I like about this is it's super drinkable. That dryness enhances the drinkability. And I've mentioned this before in plenty of my reviews that I'm not a huge fan of beers that are overly sweet, or overly dry. I hate super dry beers, but this one, it kind of works for me. Like, I want to keep on going back because it's drying out my palate and I like the taste of it. So, I mean, I get why people enjoy dry beers. More often than not, though, it just is bothersome for me. So, I don't know. I'm digging this one. Yeah, good beer. Very good double dry hop New England style IPA. Now, I think they did a great job with the body and mouthfeel as far as the style goes. In the taste, I would say body mouthfeel, yes, this is New England style, but in the taste, this is more of like I would guess there's some kind of citrus fruit like brewed in this beer. I would say that like it's a double IPA with grapefruit or tangerine or something. That's getting a little bit of that acidic twang, getting a little bit of just like, sweeter citrus peels. Like it's kind of weird for me. But rating on Pins and Needles from 18th Street Brewery, I'm going to give it a low 4 out of 5 and go 3.95 out of 5. Can't quite give it a 4. I think that's because the aroma did a complete 180, and it's not a special beer. It's not something that's gonna blow anybody away. It's just a really easy drinking double IPA, somewhat in the New England style. And I like that you can't taste the 8.5%, but 3.95 out of 5 is a pretty good rating. I don't know the price and availability on this one. Todd, if you know, please post in the comment section. I would appreciate it. I'd imagine probably, $4 a can, $3.50, $4 a can, and I'd imagine it gets some distribution because Todd is not in Hammond, Indiana, and he can get this, so probably gets distribution throughout Indiana. But yeah, good beer. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Todd, I don't know if you've had it before, but if you have, let me know what you think about it as well. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review. Until the next one, cheers.